Yo, what up bros? Welcome back. You may have noticed something a little bit different today, and it's not the fact that my house is a bit of a mess from the open Tokyo treat boxes sitting on the side there, my Brovini hat, sorry I should say a Pikachu hat for Brovini, the yoga mat that Piggy uses for her Ring Fit adventures, or the fact that Netflix is running in the background. I'm sure that's a copyright violation somewhere in the rulebook. And yes, you're absolutely right to think that, well, the thing that's different today is the fact that half my face is covered by my new microphone setup, which is the subject of today's matter. We have microphone audio from Audio-Technica AT2020 USB Plus that I've been using with my tabletop mount for about a year now. But now we've added two new things to the setup. A shock mount from Samsung, not the phone brand. SAMON. Sorry, that's Samon. SAMSON. Samsung SP01 shock mount that is compatible with the Audio-Technica microphone. Make sure when you purchase shock mounts that it is compatible with your microphone, because it may not be, and if it doesn't fit, then you're in trouble. The new boom arm that I got from the Blue Designs company is called the Compass. It's a very sleek design made of aluminum, depending on where you're from. The cable that runs along the back side of the arm, and the attachment on the table as well, which I'll show you in the video. This is an unboxing video. It's not really a review. I haven't really used it that much yet, but there will be some things I'll go through with you in terms of the pros and cons of this. And one of the great reasons why I decided to get a boom arm, which can be a relatively more expensive investment in your content creation, is the fact that it creates more desk space, because I don't have to use the desktop mount anymore, but also the ability to move it around. And if you play around with this, you can have it in different orientation, maybe better for aesthetics as well, but also the ability to just put the whole thing aside. So just chuck it way at the top there, out of the way, and I'm full gaming. You probably can't hear me as well because the microphone is very far away from me now, but it gets everything out of the way and I can focus on gaming. And one more thing I forgot to mention is the pop filter, or some people call it the windscreen, over my microphone that I've placed over the top from YOUSHARES. And you guys can find the detailed information on all the streaming equipment in the description of the video down below, so check it out. Otherwise, let's head straight into it, the unboxing of the Blue Compass and Samsung SP01 microphone accessories. Yo, what up bros? This is another unboxing video of stream equipment from Brovini. Today we are opening the Blue Compass premium tube style broadcast boom arm. I'm not even gonna try and say the rest. Okay, so this is the boom arm from Blue Designs, and this is what I'm going to be using for my microphone or camera or whatever it is that I need it for. And doesn't come with the blue microphone, the blue Yeti microphone. I've got my own one, which I'll be putting on. That was just the mailing address there. All right, so we're gonna cut through this. Where should I begin? Probably from the edge there. Okay, be careful with knives, guys. Don't hurt yourself unboxing stuff. Okay. I'm pretty excited about this actually. Okay, this is my first ever boom arm. Fairly expensive one actually, but from a pretty reputable brand. So hopefully no issues with it. No manufacturing problems like my Elgato Q-Lite Air. Oh, that's solid. So we've got the instructions manual there. Let's take that out. It's taped in. Oh, that's already ripped open. Okay, so don't be this guy, don't choke yourself, and don't choke your baby. I think that's the idea. Let's open that. Recycle. Put it to the side, and that's pretty much it. So this is the clip that will go on the edge of the desk, or whatever you intend to clip it on. Okay, it doesn't have a soft padding. No, it does have a soft padding. It's like a rubbery padding at the bottom here. Very sleek. Try that out in a moment. Okay, try not to break my glass table opening this. And that's pretty much it. Very, very beautiful design. This is where the wiring's supposed to go. I've never owned a boom arm before, so this will be interesting to set up and see what it's like. Optional tension adjustment. Oh, I see. So once we set it up, you can either tighten this part or loosen it to your desire. All right, let's give it a go. So this end, after you've adjusted the tightness as you desire, or do it afterwards after you've tried it for the first time, goes in very nicely. It's like a vacuum seal. It's actually quite hard to take out again. You can hear that vacuum noise when you pull it out. This is a very, very tight seal. Okay, so that's quality right there. It's got to be well sealed in order for it to achieve that kind of noise, get that kind of sound. I don't think you need anything else to keep it in place, and that's pretty much good to go. So let's hook it on and see what happens. And what I've got here is actually a comparison between the Elgato holder and the blue compass holder. Okay, so pretty much the same mechanism, but the Elgato one has a thicker platform. So let's loosen that to have a look, which actually feels nicer. It's got a soft padding on the lower end, like that, as opposed to having a rubber end on the top side up here. And the blue compass literally just sits on top of that. Of course, you want to have it a little bit tighter before you do that. So I should have tightened it first, but anyway. Probably shouldn't do it on a glass table. Beautiful logo design. That's right, Piggy, we can't see you. Beautiful logo design. This direction only. I'm not sure what that actually means. As in, I can only twist it. Oh, I can only twist it that way. I cannot twist it that way, otherwise you'll break it. Beautiful. So here we are. We're going to test out the bending, and of course, without any weight on it, it's just going to go back up. Okay. So I'm letting go once again. We'll see how much we need to adjust that in order for the microphone to stay exactly where it's meant to be with the boom arm, on the boom arm. And just to clarify, so on the other end of this, if you look on the other side, you can see actually this is the tension adjustment for the different hinges. But the one right inside with this screw hole, where there's a cross screw hole, you can use that as a fine-tuning adjustment on the tension of the string. But this is for the main adjustment of the tension at each hinge. And here I have the Audio-Technica 2020 AT2020 USB Plus microphone that I will be hooking onto the boom arm as a test. I will also be chucking on a shock mount in a moment as part of the calibration as well. So as for the shock mount, I've decided to go with the Samson condenser microphone shock mount SP01. Shock mount is very important to determine whether your microphone actually fits, and apparently this one is one of the few shock mounts that actually fit the AT2020, so hopefully that actually all comes together. And here you have it, that's the shock mount, so we'll be throwing that onto the boom arm. Now for the boom arm, it actually comes with the screw adapter, which you'll need to remove. This is for other sizes of microphones or shock mounts, I imagine, if you so happen to have one of the fatter ones. So I'll be attaching the Samson SP01 onto the Blues compass. Probably should have gone with the black one actually, but this one looks pretty cool anyway. Doesn't hurt to have a bit of variety on the stream, on the videos. Okay. Oh, there's another tension adjustment on the back of this actually. I didn't show you that before, so there's 3 of them. All right, so that's that. How do I adjust this now? Okay, so this one's got some tension on its own as well that you can adjust. And I'm just going to remove the standard attachment that the microphone comes with, so that I can attach it to the shock mount, which is over here now. Hopefully that actually fits. I've heard that it may not be a perfect fit. It tends to be a little bit on the loose side. Okay, it goes in. It'll do the job. It'll do the job. So that's good. Now, because of the way that my table is actually designed, one of these old vintage tables, the amount of space underneath is actually not enough for any attachment, any stand to clip onto. So even my Elgato key light can't go under here. So what I do is I take out one of the drawers to make the boom arm fit over this. So this is what I'm going to do for the blue compass, is I'm going to be fitting this all the way underneath where the drawer used to be. So let me loosen that up a bit more first. Okay, like that. Although there's going to be a little bit of a bend on the ring seat there, so that could cause some long-term damage to the ring. Hopefully nothing major. All right, let's put the actual boom arm on top without smashing anything. It's just like that, and it can turn left and right just on that hinge. I had to tighten this quite a bit in order for it to bend this way without springing back. This I've had to adjust as well, so that it doesn't spring back too quickly or too much. And that is my boom arm shock mount complete. So it doesn't look like it's, hang on, it's bending a bit. Probably shouldn't go this far out since it's not a perfect fit on the table. Yeah, so don't do this, guys. Have a better table than me. Hopefully you guys actually have a smoother end to your table so that you don't get this extra gap underneath that's not flushed as it is right now, it's a bit wobbly. And I'd hate to have to worry about this coming off as I'm streaming. It's a bit wobbly because of the base there. So don't recommend it unless you have a flat edge table that can be clipped onto, and probably not glass either, because these things take a lot of weight. Now, one of the first things I notice after properly setting this up, I haven't attached the wire yet, is that immediately there's more desk space because I don't have to use the desktop tripod for my microphone anymore, so we can chuck that away. Oops, it fell off. And there we go, a lot more desk space to actually do stuff. Of course, the downside of boom arms is that it actually can block your face as well if you're streaming. Now, as I was setting it up, one of the first things that I was a bit concerned about was once I tightened this thing, actually you can't turn that anymore. And if I wanted to have the microphone slightly more twisted this way, it wouldn't twist. So actually the way to fix that is you would loosen that first, but you don't want it to be actually loose because it will swing around if you were to move it. What you can do is you turn that ring down to give this piece a bit of friction and turn it together, then it doesn't have that swing to it. And now we're going to look at the attachment for the cords for my USB cable from the microphone. So these things are meant to come up. Okay, so it's just a little simplistic, very simplistic clip like that. So you really just force it out. If you've got fingernails, it might help to unclip that. This is not the smartest design. It's just a piece of plastic. Two pieces of plastic that clips onto each other. Hopefully you don't need to open and close this too often, because it could, in theory, snap the internal structure of that clip. It's actually quite tight, these things. Okay, so all done. All the clips are now open, and we're going to run the cord right through the middle of that. So right in there. Actually, I need to remove the rubber band first. Yep, and there we go. That keeps the wiring neatly tucked into the boom arm. Leave a bit of extra cable at the end. So there you go, bros. That was the new setup, the unboxing and the new setup of my microphone. And this is the boom arm, and I've adjusted the tightness so that it kind of stays where it is. When I found that when I bend it a bit more, it tends to have a bit more of a spring backwards. Not a big fan of that, because what's the whole point of this boom arm if it keeps moving? Even though it's the right tightness when it's like halfway up, like at this level you can adjust it exactly, but as you go further in and increase the tension, kind of like springs back. But anyway, it works. And in most situations it shouldn't bother you too much. Just needed a more stable table end to clip onto, to be safe. Otherwise, I did find that it had fallen, like the clip didn't really work on my table a few times. It kind of just fell out. So do be careful if you don't have a flat edge on your table. Don't use it on glass. It does take a lot of weight, a lot of force for a boom arm. Leave a like, and you're welcome to hit the subscribe button as well. I do this kind of stream equipment from time to time, whenever I upgrade. So yeah, check out my stream equipment playlist.